think I went like 0-5, and then I went like 1-4 and another 1-4. It was so bad. Yeah. Oh boy, it's Jonathan Kelly. He loves his Charmers. Okay, let's do this. Actually, I'm gonna shield the first one in case he Brave Birds on the first one. Yeah. A lot of people Brave Bird on the first one these days because they know that the oh my gosh, he didn't get a single move off because they know that they're like selected shield. That's actually massive for me. How are they gonna take this out? Oh my gosh, come on, Jonathan Kelly. What's happening? Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I have a Love Cup team for you all. The team I ran was Alomomola, Medicham, and Galarian Slowbro. One key thing to note with this specific moveset, obviously the Medicham moveset can vary from time to time, but I personally like counter for all the normal types. But the moveset I think that is pretty underutilized is running Sludge Bomb on the Galarian Slowbro rather than Surf, mainly because you don't really need the water damage, and the neutral stab damage from Sludge Bomb really helps close out a lot of neutral matchups such as Alomomola, the normal types, all that stuff. And really you just need the non-stab surf for Talonflame because even Brutal Swing is enough for Skeledirge, and there aren't a ton of other fires out there, and personally I think it's a worthy trade-off. I've got 3 back-to-back sets for y'all, so let's get into battles. Before we get into the battles, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you'd like private one-on-one coaching, scrims against me, some of my league guides and strategies ahead of time, or even tune into my live stream battles, feel free to sign up through the Patreon link down below. We're going to kick it off with a Galarian Slowbro lead here. Like I said, these are 3 sets of consecutive battles, and this is shortly after I started first using the team. So some of it, I'm just kind of trying to learn out the matchups myself. Now, the big thing is, experienced players will not shield that psychic damage, but really great catch from my opponent here. However, anytime you lock them into these kind of situations, it's going to be a good time for your Medicham in the back. Personally, I like to shield the first move so I don't have to worry about the second move. They went straight for the Earthquake. But all this energy is actually pretty useful for my Medicham still. I have this little treat thing for my cat, but she doesn't really seem into it for some reason. So maybe the other cat will join soon. But we'll see how long she stays for. Here comes the Slowbro, and again, Surf is what a lot of people run with Brutal Swing, and it's just a little bit better than Brutal Swing, but Sludge Bomb is just so much better in these neutral situations. Alright, we draw out there Alomomola, and this is going to be pretty good for me. I mainly pivot out just so that I don't get completely farmed down, and then my own Slowbro in the back should be really, really strong. Yeah, these are one of those situations where having the extra damage from Sludge Bomb will really come in handy. In this specific situation, I don't think it's actually really necessary. So I'm going to just go for a shield down, and I know I survived one Brutal Swing from the opponent. I don't think it even matters, actually. Let's see, though. Yeah, I mean, they're so low on health at this point, I could probably just Poison Jab them down. We take the first win there. Obviously, anytime you can avoid the Slowbro on your Medicham, the better. Wormadam Trash, pretty annoying Pokemon for the team just because it has a lot of play into everything, and it just beats the Slowbro in most situations. Sometimes they run Confusion, and something I noticed as well too, oh, looks like Cheggy's out of here. Something I noticed as well too here is that a lot of people tend to mix up the moveset a bit. So sometimes people are running a Bug Bite, some are running Confusion, and it just kind of depends on their own preference. But personally, I like to just swap out eventually, see if I could draw something else out. They did make a great catch though on from my Alomomola. Something to really watch out for, I think, at least based on the players I played against, is a lot of them try to go for catches, especially on the Alomomola, because it's so slow pacing, so it's kind of easy to predict. But that being said, you know, just being careful, that is important. But sometimes they don't go for the catch, so don't overthink it too much. But yeah, this is a really good situation. Anytime you could counter down normal type, it's really, really good because you just come away with so much energy. And the energy from Medicham is, generally speaking, pretty solid. There's not much that resists that full combination. Actually, funny enough, I say that Wormadam Trash is one of the few that does, but the psychic damage is still a decent amount, and we get the bait off, we get the psychic shielded, and then we can combo play right then and there. Druddigon is kind of annoying to play against. So this is kind of one of my earlier battles where I just swap right away. I think the better play is to throw a Psychic first, then swap out. So just keep that in mind. That's why I wrote in the lead guide, or the lead right here, on what to do. And I didn't really follow it because this was, again, after the fact. And as you can see here, the Sludge Bomb damage is quite nice, so it can potentially even flip matchups here. But yeah, let's see if we don't get the shield, but that's okay. I just leave with the energy. They still have 2 shields, so I'm in, all things considered, a really bad position. I don't remember if I win or lose this match, but it's looking pretty bad, so I probably don't win this one. Yeah, they just have way too much energy, and then I think my Medicham is still pretty healthy, but I don't know. We'll see if Medicham can do much. I think if I recall this battle correctly, they have a Medicham counter in the back. And looks like they do. Yeah, so that's not good. I go straight for the Psychic, just because I figured I need to grab their shields or do something here. They don't shield, which is nice. And then I think I'm going to throw a move, so I probably just go for back-to-back combo play. I don't know. I have energy. Yeah, I don't think I get to another Brutal Swing, though, unfortunately. Let's see if they shield. They do go for the shields, and yeah, we don't get the move off. So this is pretty much done for. Even without Sludge Bomb, this is plenty of damage from the Surf and the Poison Jab afterward. Yeah. So probably didn't play that great, obviously because I didn't really know how to play that matchup. But in the future, definitely want to throw the Psychic first. And this is a great example where you don't really need Surf, right? They're going to shield thinking you might have Surf, but you just shield up here. Sludge Bomb still does a lot for neutral. Let's see how much this does. But again, if you had Surf, you're probably throwing Surf here anyway after baiting. And look at that. Even better, honestly, because it doesn't KO and you get Poison Jab down without taking any additional damage. You can't even do that with Surf. So I feel like Surf is completely unneeded. I think it is the recommended moveset on PvPoke. So obviously, I think there's certain matchups where it could be good in, but I personally think it's a bit unnecessary for this specific meta. Based on what you see, at least based on this team, but I don't think there's really a strong reason to have Surf in general. Magcargo maybe, I don't know. Anyway, try to grab a shield there. Unfortunately, I did not. They confidently no shielded, but we do get the full counter down, and I'm in a pretty good position either way because there's a full health Alomomola here. Yeah, there's nothing they could possibly do, and we finish them off. All right, in this last game too, I do recall this one. I just wanted to show it just because it was my 5th game of the set. But it looks like my opponent just lagged out here. I try to pause here or there as well, just to see if they come back. Just because me personally, I could care less for these kind of wins. I'd rather just play out a match to the best of my ability. Which will I throw a waterfall once in a while, because sometimes it catches things back up. But yeah, it looks like they finally come back into it, and you know, it's a little unfortunate, but it does happen. So they go and quit out there, which is understandable because I had a huge, tremendous energy lead, and they honestly had no idea how much I even had, right? Because they were lagged out at the moment in time. Talonflame lead. Okay, fantastic matchup here, but we do get met with a safe soft Slowbro, which honestly, looking at my team, is not the best. I don't have the best utility to deal with it. So I'm going to let the moves go and then probably come in with my own Slowbro. Yeah, I do finally come in with my own Slowbro. I'm going to let one move go, see what happens. I probably took a little bit too much damage on my Alomomola, but that being said, we're going to throw the Brutal Swing right away. I don't even build up to Surf energy, mainly because if they throw a move, I'd rather get my move off and not have to shield, right? All right, and then we almost get the full waterfall down. Not quite. So I do have to shield the fly just because I kind of want this energy. I have a lot of energy saved here. And they have their own Medicham, which is a little bit tricky. They're running Psycho Cut as well. So if the Psycho Cut's Dynamic Punch, Ice Punch, I have some play. But it's Psycho Cut Psychic, which is much, much worse for me. Because that Psychic damage is where it really comes in handy. Even without debuffs, it's just pretty brutal for my Medicham in the mirror matchup. We'll see what we can do there, though, because I think there's still a Slowbro in the back, which makes things a little bit tougher. I do have to potentially go for maybe even a catch, but it's not going to be easy. Let's see what we do here. Psychic comes through. Can I get to the move? Yeah. Okay, so we both Simo swap over here, and I get the waterfall down, actually. Wow. I don't recall winning that one, but yeah, definitely a close one in the back end matchup. Yeah, opposing Medicham move sets are definitely kind of tricky at times. I think I almost triggered my Siri there, which is why I was like glowing. I'm not even sure. I believe that's what it was. I go straight for the Hydro Pump. Maybe again, I probably should have played it safer and not thrown right away in case they go for a catch. But look like this opponent just stays in here, which is fine. I'm probably just gonna swap over here. Pretty much once they're in Brutal Swing range, it's pretty safe to go. They go straight for the Shadow Ball, which is nice, so I end up shielding a pretty heavy, hard-hitting move. And then we have Brutal Swing. Obviously, Surf is a little bit better in this specific situation, but again, I think the trade-off is not really worth it. And Brutal Swing's still fine. Still non-stab as well anyway. Yeah, and then we're not going to shield this just because, I don't know. I swap out here. My main concern is that they have a Medicham counter in the back because they have a Lickilicky in the lead, and this is not even a true counter, right? So this is much more of a real counter to Medicham, and makes sense. We do land the move, but unfortunately, I just have like no health left. So I do have a shield remaining, but like I don't know what that's going to even do for me. I do get to the Brutal Swing, but unfortunately, I just don't have enough health on my Alomomola to do much. Like even if I land this move, they still have 2 more Pokemon in the back, right? So yeah, a little unfortunate, but is what it is. Magcargo, some game error issues, which is why you can't really see the Pokeball or the typing very easily. A slight disadvantage on, but it is what it is. At this point in time, I don't really need to win switch, so I'm just going to, yeah, just as long, I mean, not win switch, sorry. I don't need to have my Alomomola on the Magcargo. Obviously, double weak to water is nice, but as long as I get my own Medicham to it, I'm thinking this could be pretty good. Oh my gosh, my cat is sneezing big time. That's a big booger. Anyway, I will have to take care of that after this video. We do get the Hydro Pump off. I'm a little worried about an overheat, so, but I guess I'd let it go. Anyway, yeah, I let the first Rock Tomb go. And then let's see what they come in with here. I assume they got to throw overheat at this point or a nuke move. And they do, which is nice. And I swap over to my Galarian Slowbro. It's Scrafting it back, which probably couldn't win at that point, but I don't know. I don't think they were completely out of it, but they do decide to concede instead. Maybe they don't have foul play. I don't know. Power Punch, Ice Thunder Punch, maybe. Maybe they just didn't want to play it out. That's fine too. All right, fantastic lead, obviously, and then we do get the counter swap there. The main thing is if you try to counter all the way down, you could be in trouble, so that's why I chose not to, because I lost that matchup, or tied, actually, that matchup before. All right, this where it gets a little bit weird. I think it's worth respecting the Brave Bird, because it does a decent amount of damage, but they actually go Fly here, and now they come in with the Medicham. Landing a Sludge Bomb here would definitely be pretty impactful, so let's see if we can pull that off. I go straight for it. Obviously, if they shield this, it gets really weird. But they don't, so that's good. I think in hindsight, maybe I should have... I don't know. Should I have shield there? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think we just win this. There's no way we lose this. The main thing is you want to let the first one go, because this Spray Bird waterfall down, and most likely they're going to bait, and then, yeah, they're going to quit out right there. Okay, and this is definitely a core breaker, for sure. It is a Bite Bruxish as well, which is arguably worse. Yeah, it's definitely worse. Because for my backline, at least, it's not great into Slowbro because you're taking super effective damage. But I do get the full Poison Jab down, which is nice. However, I do take a lot of damage in the process. Ariados, I'm not really sure exactly the correct pronunciation, is super annoying for this team because it could be everything, especially if it has Trailblaze. Can't really afford to shield at this point in time. I just need to tank this damage and see what happens. Hopefully it's not Trailblaze. A lot of people tend not to run Trailblaze in this meta, but I have run into a few that do. I had to let this go, unfortunately, and then maybe I throw... Yeah, they threw Cross Poison. So I'm just going to throw this because I don't know if I even count down before they get to another lunge, so I just want to do that. And then, unfortunately, it's a Talonflame. Yeah, so this is not going to be a great time for me. I think I go for the bait here just because I need some type of leeway. But with the decreased energy generation of counter, this, or I guess 2 seasons ago, yeah, you just can't outpace, get to a move even if you can land a bait there. And yeah, we just don't have enough health. I should do a decent amount of damage, but yeah, just not enough. Bruxish is definitely a core breaker. Hopefully you don't see too much of it. But that being said, we do go 3-2 there in that set. And I have one more set for y'all. Again, these are 3 sets in a row. And as you can see here, getting a little bit back over 3K mark with the team. So obviously everyone I'm playing is pretty experienced, very good at the game. So yeah, works in all elo ranges, I'd say. Alright, Medicham, this one does have Dynamic Punch. I like to swap out just to preserve my Alomomola. I'm going to shield a potential Psychic. Ends up being Ice Punch, which is a little bit unfortunate. And it's actually a Soul Rock, which is kind of a core breaker to a degree. Because it's decent into Medicham, obviously good into Slowbro, especially if I don't have Surf, but they're going to still shield. Also, it's still super effective, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I had to respect the potential Solar Beam on my Alomomola too. That being said, I don't think they have enough energy for it, so I'm just going to risk it, and we do get hit with a Rock Slide, which is totally fine. And now we can just whittle this chunky Water Bastiodon down. I don't think I mentioned Water Bastion yet, even though it's in my YouTube thumbnail and title. But yeah, in my opinion, I think Alomomola is essentially the equivalent of Water Bastion. It's super bulky, super slow moves. Oh, I go for a Peekaboo play. I completely forgot about this. Yeah, that's definitely the nail in the coffin for them for sure. I'm going to just shield this up too, just because nothing else in the back is really going to do that much damage. I believe this Medicham, it's Dynamo Punch, Ice Punch. I knew that wasn't going to be enough to take me out. I just throw the Psychic right away, and I think I could probably just throw the nice Ice Punch right away after this. Oh, they get debuffed as well. Yeah, that's pretty much over. Oh yeah, they're locked in this matchup, so it doesn't matter too much. Probably could just counter down instead of getting throwing on Charge Deck priority. But I just want to save as much health as possible. However, my timing was not great, but they don't really have much energy for anything else, so we can counter down and finish it off with a Medicham sweep. Alomomola, mirror match. This is an interesting one. So I personally like to wait for them to throw their energy, then swap out. But good players, what they'll do is they'll charge way past the Psychic, way past even the Hydro Pump. So now they throw, right? But they have a lot of residual energy, so it's much harder for me to swap into this. That being said, I personally still like to swap over right after, because their pacing is a little bit on the slower end, and they come in with their own Galarian Slowbro, which is interesting. Because they're not going to win this mirror match, because I came in after them, or before them, I should say. But yeah, so I'm going to just farm up a little extra, and then just see what happens. They shield, and if they shield, I'm going to shield. Do I shield? No, I don't shield. Okay. Maybe I feel pretty confident either way. So they're going to throw their move here. Medicham is pretty strong to a lot of things. Obviously, the counters are not great, but at the very minimum, I have a shield advantage and a massive energy lead. So all things considered, even if it's not a great matchup in the back, I should have some play, and ends up being Skeledirge, which again, not too bad for me. And I go for the chip damage here because I don't really intend on shielding my Medicham. I just need to save my shields for the Alomomola at this point, and then I could pretty much just waterfall down everything, I believe. Ooh, actually, do I? Yeah, I think so. I still have 2 shields, but yeah, we just barely get to it. The health on the Galarian Slowbro was a little bit more than I recalled at the time, but ended up working out. All right, so this Wormadam Trash is actually running Confusion. So again, it kind of varies. I think both have a lot of utility in this specific meta, so it kind of just depends on the user's preference. I personally haven't run any of the Wormadam Trash teams myself, so I don't really know exactly what the best play is. That being said, we're going to have to shield us Bug Buzz or even Iron Head. Does a decent amount of damage. But this is interesting too. Not Galarian Corsola, non-Galarian Corsola. I don't even know if Galarian Corsola is allowed, but regular Corsola, pretty bulky. You can tell this is best buddy as well. Go ahead and let this move go. I don't even know what full movesets it learns besides Bubble Beam. But we see Power Gem, which I recalled shortly after seeing it. So it is going to be Bubble Beam here. Obviously, no reason to throw resisted Power Gem. Might do more damage, I guess, but I think the debuff might be more valuable for them. So we do shield the bad Bug Buzz. I get debuffed as well, so I'm debuffed on a couple fronts, defensively and offensively. So I'm going to have to swap out to clear the debuff. I still have, I think, a move on the Galarian Slowbro, or I'm like 1 poison jab off. Either way, hopefully I can survive the Hydro Pump. Yeah, I think I just come in Medicham here because I don't know if they're going to blind throw the move or not. So it looks like they did. But they actually do Psychic, which is interesting. Maybe they weren't at the Hydro Pump. I don't know. Because, yeah. Either way, we go for the combo play and able to seal the deal right there. Oh, actually, the Corsa's still alive, but 1 counter should do it. Yeah, definitely a spicy pick, though. A cool one. And I'm sure it has a lot of utility in certain matchups. I just haven't thought of it myself because I don't have one worth making. But definitely something that took me off guard. All right, anytime they say swap a normal type, it's a field day. It's an absolute field day because you just counter it all down. There's no counterplay for them for the most part, and you just get a lot of value. A lot of times you do have to throw energy though because, they have decent neutral moves or even super effective if it's a Lickilicky. This player's going to just throw the Bruxish right away, which is fine. Because at least still maintains switch advantage here. And this is a good matchup in general against Galarian Slowbro, just because like you just outbulk them, and most aren't running Sludge Bomb. If they're running Sludge Bomb, this matchup becomes a little bit harder for the Alomomola. But like I said, no one really does that. And because of that, we're in a good position. All right, and then no one typically shields their Lickilicky either, so that helps, or at least not the first move, right? But then, you know, that's where the Sludge Bomb comes in really handy, because look at that. Look how much damage it does. Now I can pretty much just Poison Jab down after this. So, yeah. We're going to throw... Oh, yeah, Poison Jab all the way down. Yeah. Have I convinced you to run Sludge Bomb yet? Because if you're not convinced yet, this is the game that should convince you. Yeah, it's just so good in a lot of these neutral matchups. And I never miss the Surf damage. And even better, I don't have one with Surf, which is the main reason why I'm not running one, because I didn't evolve one on Community Day, I guess. I don't know. I didn't have one saved with Surf. Or maybe I TM'd it off. I don't even know. By the way, Surf is Community Day exclusive move, so you had to use, unfortunately, Elite TM for it. But the fortunate part is you don't even need to. Alright, I see a Lickilicky come in. Like I said, I usually shield here, but personally, I don't think it's worth it if you could... against a Skeledirge lead, because I don't have nearly as much play. I don't get the Psychic off, which is a little bit unfortunate, and I get denied a Waterfall, which is really unfortunate. We'll keep that in mind for later to see if it actually makes a difference or not. Okay, Scrafty comes in. I'm gonna have to shield the potential foul play, which is being thrown. Luckily, most are not running Power Punch, so at best they could probably bait with a Thunder Punch. But yeah, they actually don't even shield, which is kind of crazy. So I'm thinking that maybe they think I'm gonna bait. I don't know. Again, or just not have a good move. I don't even know. But that being said, foul play does come through, and then we come in with the what do you call it, Alomomola. Now I get baited again. We were missing a Waterfall earlier, so let's see if that really punishes me or not. Yeah, this is, I assume, going to be the Shadow Ball, which may KO. It does KO, but I get the Poison Jab through, and we just make it to the Sludge Bomb. I think Brutal Swing is enough from that range, but at the time I wasn't sure. So, fortunately for me, the denial there coming in with the Alomomola does not impact it too much. And we end out on 5-0. Like I said, 3 sets right in a row. Overall, I think it's a lot of fun. Provides you with a lot of bulk with the Medicham, with the Alomomola, and honestly, even the Galarian Slowbro, decently tanky as well. Gives you a lot of room for error. That does it for this video. So, hope you all had a fantastic Valentine's Day, or if you didn't, hopefully you climbed some elo and got all the Pokemon you want. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video. And I'll catch you all next time. Peace.